Okay, here we're at problem number 20 on the final review, and it's asking you essentially to calculate the volume of a cone. And it gives you the picture of the cone, it gives you the diameter, and we can figure all this stuff out. So here we go. I'm going to give a little background explanation to help you with this rather than just start with the formula. It'll take maybe 30 seconds to get through this problem, so it's probably going to take a couple minutes. But what I want to point out to you is that I never really memorized so much the equation for the cone as I think of it, more like this. A cylinder, all you do is you calculate the surface area of the end, and then you multiply that times the height. That gets you the volume of a cylinder. Okay, so if you know the radius, you know that this surface area of this end, this round end, the circular end, is pi r squared. Then you multiply it by the height. So this would get you the volume of this cylinder, this straight cylinder. Okay? Well, a cylinder is not a cone, but the only thing I ever have to remember is that a cone takes up 1/3 of the cylinder the same size. So now all I have to do is multiply by 1/3, and this is the formula we're going to use to get that. How cool is that? So, like I said, I'm not big on just memorizing things for the fact of memorizing. I'd like to understand, and then I can build things up. So I can figure out how to calculate the volume of a cylinder because I know it's the surface area of the end multiplied by its height or length. Then if I just remember that, all I have to remember is that a cone is 1/3 of that. And I can work it out when I need it. I don't have to have it memorized in the back of my head, and I don't have to go look it up. I can just kind of jot it down after just thinking about it a little bit. So there you go. We're going to use this formula now. This is a diameter though. 3.5 is a diameter, so I need half of 3.5. So I'm just going to take my 3.5 and I'm going to divide it in 2 and get 1.75. So my radius is 1.75. That's what I need for my equation. I don't need the diameter, but the diameter gives me the radius. So now let's just write out my volume. It's going to be 1/3 times pi times 1.75 squared, and then finally times 4, because that's my height. That's my h. Okay. I'm just going to crunch that out in the calculator. I'm going to use the calculator's value of pi times, and then I'm going to do the 1.75 squared. I'm going to put that in parentheses just to make sure it doesn't throw the pi in there. I don't want to square the pi. And then times 4. That gets me a number, and then I'm simply going to take 1/3 of that. So I'm going to divide that by 3, and I end up with 12.828. It doesn't say how to round the answer, but I'm going to round it to a single decimal point. It's called 12.8. And that's inches cubed, right? We're in cubic measure, we're in volume, so the answer is in inches cubed. And even with a lot of explanation, we're only in about 4 minutes, so that's a pretty quick problem to solve.